guys, it's me, your friend Felissa Rose, Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and you're listening to Kendall Hates Horror! Yeah.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following footage deeply disturbing. Welcome to my world, bitch. Kendall Hates Horror.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror.
I'm so fucking scared right now.
So this is a new story that came out here in it's Mays, but it's Wichita, right? Okay, this week. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna read you this story.
Okay.
Verbatim. Okay. A young boy is in hot water with his parents after he missed the bus to school in Mays Wednesday morning and decided to take their pickup and drive himself. A concerned citizen called Mays police around 8:10 a.m. to report a white pickup going down the road with a driver who appeared to be, quote, 10 or 11 years old. Sergeant Braden Blackburn said officers went to the area of the report but did not find anything. Someone flagged down the police and directed them to the elementary school. The boy had driven his parents' Chevy pickup from his home near 37th and Mays to the school district at 605 West Academy. Sergeant Blackburn said it was about a 3-mile drive. Officers went to the school, made contact with the boy and the pickup in the parking stall. Blackburn said the child, quote, parked better than most people park. The boy's short excursion did not lead to any collisions or traffic issues. Blackburn said the police did not write any tickets, obviously, because how are they going to write him a ticket? Adding that he's sure in tons of trouble with his parents. MPD will let the parents handle it.
We'll let the parents handle it.
I got to give the kid props, right? Because like he was like, I missed the bus and I got to get to school. He thought school was important enough to steal his dad's truck, right?
But now the issue is, Dad don't have a way to work.
Yeah, there's that.
So even if he wouldn't have been fucked by the cops, he'd have been like, where's my truck?
Yeah. Like the guy would be calling the cops, being like, somebody stole my fucking truck, you know. But I like the he parked better than most people do.
That I was interested in that, like when it got to time to park and get out, like how was he going to park? And he did a damn good job.
Apparently, he just Ace Venturi'd it into a a stall and was like a glove.
Yeah, little do people know that when the dad was going out there to look for his truck, it was actually just behind a mail truck. Dude, where's my truck? Dude, where's my truck? Where's my truck?
Where's your truck, dude?
I'm losing it.
Sweet.
Dude, sweet. Yeah, dude, where's my car?
Yeah.
Dude, that movie is absolute hot garbage.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's really bad.
It was pretty bad for its time.
Oh, yeah.
It's only gotten worse if you watch it again.
It's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
it's
I can't believe Jennifer Garner was in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's the 2000s. Am I right?
Yeah.
There was some weird shit going on in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
There was funny parts.
Ashton Kutcher is rightfully so kind of blackballed from the industry because he sucks.
Because he defended Danny Masterson?
Sean William Scott, among other things.
Yeah, there's other things. Yeah.
Sean William Scott, why?
Apparently, he's just difficult to work with on like the sets.
That's fucking Val Kilmer. That motherfucker's still in movies.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore. But like Sean William Scott, he should be in things.
R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
You know, like he's
The Goon is good. The Goon.
I know what it is. I've literally never seen it. I've heard of it.
No, I've never seen it. It's the one with. Is that the one with Billy Bob Thornton also?
No, that's what the fuck is that called? That's the one where he's like a teacher or whatever. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, that. But like back when that '70s show was on, right? And we're starting to realize that. Like, remember when you get all these reports about, like, Topher Grace being, like, he doesn't hang out with us.
Yeah, he's not friends with us.
Like, all of us, well, we're not friends with us. I'm like, starting to see why.
Yeah.
Topher Grace was the most unproblematic person from that show.
Yeah, literally. Well, not Kurtwood Smith, because Kurtwood Smith and Deborah Jo Rupp didn't hang out with the kids, but, like, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis and Danny Masterson and... fucking Wilmer Valderrama, they were all and Lauren Prepon were all like, oh, he doesn't hang out with us, and apparently he's just the most stable guy.
Yeah, he's
the normal one of the group.
I don't want to be involved with the things that you guys are involved
because Laura
in.
Prepon was trying to get him involved in Scientology, and Danny Masterson was trying to get him involved in Scientology, and Wilmer Valderrama and Ashton Kutcher were too busy grooming young girls to be child brides. And then Danny Masterson went all rapey and shit, and it's like, what's the worst thing you heard about Topher Grace? Well, he's kind of cold on set on that '70s show. I fucking wonder why.
Yeah, he was just in Heretic.
Yeah.
He has a very small part. I didn't even know it was him.
Yeah, he was. Wasn't he also one of the lead actors in Downsizing?
I don't know about that. I know but he also played David Duke in Black Klansman.
Yeah, he was great in that movie.
He was great. But yeah, Topher Grace, unproblematic king.
Yeah.
Unproblematic short king.
Yeah, we salute you, Topher Grace. Christopher.
Which Spider-Man movie was he in? Was he in
the worst one?
Yeah,
the worst one.
The worst one.
The worst one. Yeah. He's in the one of the it was the first one I ever saw in theaters.
Sorry,
I saw it with you.
Yeah, sorry.
It was the best part of that movie was there was a trailer for one of the Bourne movies. And the theater went completely black.
This was also within a year of Team America World Police coming out, so just set the tone.
So it starts off as like, in a world, blah 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 blah, and it doesn't. We don't really know. It's like, oh, what's this? It's kind of like weird.
People are feeling like it's probably a Bourne movie,
probably. But then the light. The screen goes black, and the first thing you see is Matt
completely
Damon's face.
Silent,
and then the theater is completely silent, and then all you hear is some dude in the theater going, "Matt Damon."
Yeah, he does the Matt Damon thing from Team America World Police.
Team America.
Matt Damon, and then Matt Damon's face appears on the screen,
and
died. Everybody in the theater fucking lost it. They were applauding. This guy stood up and took fucking bows. It was the funniest shit ever. This happened 20 years ago, and it's still bored into my brain as like one of the greatest movie experiences.
It's one of the greatest theater experiences I've ever had.
Yeah, it's the top
notch.
It's up
there with like going to see Endgame.
Yeah.
it's that big.
The 3-hour marathon that is Endgame, and then that one dude for 2 seconds becoming a fucking king.
But it was the best thing about that movie.
It was, yeah. After that trailer, it all went downhill because the movie started.
That movie was hot garbage. It is the worst. It's the worst Spider-Man movie. I say it's worse than Amazing Spider-Man 2. And Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not good. But at least it's not that fucking movie.
Yeah.
He's on a hoverboard.
Yeah, he's on a hoverboard.
There's a team up with Spider-Man and Hobgoblin.
They had literally the entirety of the Spider-Man universe to pull from. Where there is a guy who is named Harry Osborn, who plays a character who is the villain Hobgoblin in the comics.
In one of the iterations, yes.
In one of the iterations
also,
of the comics.
Ned is technically the first Hobgoblin,
yeah. But for some reason, they don't make him the Hobgoblin. They make him the New Goblin. And I'm just like, but why?
It is what it is, but we're not talking about that today, I guess.
Yeah, no. Yeah, welcome to this week's episode. What an intro. Welcome to this week's episode of Kindle Hates Horror. My name is Grant. I'm your host. I'm sitting across the table from our horror expert and hedonist, Evan. That's the best I got.
Jesus wet.
Yeah. And then sitting over here, fresh-faced and fancy-free, is my good friend Kendall.
Salutations, everyone.
Today, I'm calling this one another one that I'm calling it a heavy hitter because this one is another one that's just off of just off the Mount Rushmore, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that Hellraiser is like still kind of like a little bit niche-y. I think
I love this movie.
No, I'm not saying that it's not a good movie. I'm saying it's kind of it. You have to get into horror to really get into Hellraiser. I don't know if it's like a. It's definitely not a movie that I would be like, hey, this is your first horror movie.
Let's watch this.
Fucking watch Hellraiser. Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that.
That would be cruel.
It's like I love The Thing, but The Thing is not. Up here, it's a little bit lower when it comes to. I mean, movie quality wise, it's up here.
Yeah.
But when it comes to in the greater pop culture, I would say it's a little bit lower than that. And I also think he's like on the scale of like Candyman. I think
he's another paranormal.
Yeah, but also on the scale of popularity is like Pinhead. Is on the scale of like Candyman. Candyman's a little bit like deeper when you get into it, not like as much as like Chucky is. Like Chucky's so well known as a character. Everybody fucking knows who Chucky is. Everybody knows who Freddy Krueger is. Not as many people are familiar with Pinhead.
I think people have probably, like me, when I started doing the research on it or whatever, I'd seen some pictures of Pinhead, and I'm like, oh, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
So yeah. I've seen.
It's a very distinctive looking bad guy.
Yes. But I've never known who the fuck that was.
But this is also we're getting into like our more supernatural type of villains that I think are going on the trail of Freddy. Freddy started this whole thing of like we're gonna do a supernatural type of villain, and then we get villains, and especially ones that talk, ones like Pinhead, like Chucky, like Candyman, where we get a lot more supernatural, a lot more cerebral type movies, because that's how I feel about this.
This movie is incredibly cerebral. In fact, they wanted the studio initially wanted Clive Barker to write Pinhead as kind of a wisecracker, kind of like the way Freddy is, and how Chucky is going to be a year from now. And he's like, no, I don't want it to be. I want it to be very serious. I want it to be somber. I want it to be cerebral. I want it to make you think.
This movie isn't.
He's very articulate.
This movie isn't funny.
No, there's not a single funny moment in this movie.
It's really
not.
Well,
then why should we watch it?
Because it's still good.
It's still really good.
It's still really good.
And like Clive Barker, he who directs this movie, by the way, he wrote the screenplay, I believe, or it was like him and another person.
It was him and another person that wrote this. It's based off of Clive Barker's novel, The Hellbound Heart.
But he had a couple of other projects that were made beforehand of his short stories. And he was not fucking happy with them. So he says, fuck it, I'll direct it.
Yeah, when they asked him who do you want to direct it, he's like, I'll do it. And so he did it, and a star was born.
Yeah, he this is an entire like British production. It's filmed in the UK.
There are 2 American actors in this whole movie.
3.
No.
There were 3.
No. It's Andrew Robinson and the girl who plays Christy.
Well, the guy who plays Frank is British.
The guy who played Frank is British, but he was dubbed by an American actor.
Oh, okay. The guy in the suit, or the guy who plays him before he's in the suit?
Both. The voice that you hear is an American actor dubbing over the.
Just get a fucking American actor.
That's stupid. Yeah, this is a UK. This was a UK based company that made it, because New World Cinema is. UK.
Or how about this? Just cast everybody British.
Well, they wanted Andrew Robinson because he had kind of been a big deal because he was in one of the Dirty Harry movies, and he was a popular character.
He was in 2. He was in Dirty Harry and The Drowning Pool.
Yes, so he was in both of those, and he was kind of a popular character in both of those. So they wanted him to do it. Also, Andrew Robinson would later go on to play one of the greatest side characters in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Garrick.
That's cool. He was also in Child's Play 3. That's what I know him from the most. When I saw Hellraiser for the first time, I was like, "Oh, that's the barber from Child's Play 3." Yeah,
Andrew Robinson has been in a bunch of things.
Yeah, he is. So we have Andrew Robinson, as we talked, who plays Larry Cotton.
Yep.
We have Claire Higgins, who plays his wife Julia. She's British.
Yep.
Ashley Lawrence, who plays Kirsty Cotton.
I believe this is her first movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's like
19?
In her early 20s, I believe.
Maybe 20, yeah.
Great jawline.
Yeah, great pouty lips, too.
Great.
Great pouty lips.
You'll see.
Very
Okay.
sweaty in this movie. Like
It's a very tense movie.
She has high blood pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Like me.
Sean Chapman, who plays Uncle Frank.
Yeah.
Sean Chapman plays him at the beginning of the movie, and then we have Oliver Smith, who plays Frank later.
Yeah.
And then and we cannot forget the villains of this movie, and I'll list them all off because I think they all either do, even though only one of them talks.
There's two, because the girl talks a little bit, but
we have Doug Bradley, who plays, as he's known in this movie, the lead Cenobite, who will eventually the fans will name Pinhead.
Yeah,
which Clive Barker doesn't.
So
like.
the Cenobites never had a name in the movies until the fans saw them. The fans named them, and Clive Barker liked some of them and fucking hated him being called Pinhead because the girl was known as Deep Throat.
Yeah.
And he didn't like it.
Everybody just calls her the
female
the
Cenobite.
girl one.
Yeah, the girl.
The girl one.
Yeah, but you have so Doug Bradley. We have Nicholas Vince, who plays the one that creeped me out the most, the Chatterer. He fucking is.
Yeah, he's got the practical effects on these makeup guys.
Really
makeup
good.
jobs are so good.
Simon Banford, who plays Butterball.
Yep.
He's fat.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
he was supposed to have a big stomach vagina. But then they told him, was like, nah,
you got to cover that up.
we got to cover that
a
up.
stomach, vagina.
Yeah.
This movie is very S&M.
Yeah.
Okay, S&M stands for
Sadism
You
and
sweet summer child.
Sadism and masochism.
You
Okay, got
sweet summer child.
Oh, I didn't want. You
You ever
said.
watched 50 Shades of Grey? They tell you all.
No, I didn't watch that
They
shit.
tell you all about that shit.
Yeah.
So, and then Grace Kirby, who plays the girl one.
Was not the original actress. The original actress got in there and she thought that she knew better, so they fired her and hired someone who could actually act better. Because the girl, Grace Kirby, actually has experience as a mime.
Oh.
And they needed somebody who could be a little bit more expressionless without speaking.
That was a really fun fact.
Was that one of yours?
No.
Oh, okay. Whew, thank God.
Apparently, during production, Doug Bradley had trouble hitting his marks
Yes.
during his takes and makeup, as he could not see through the black contact lenses and was afraid of tripping over his skirt.
You heard that right. He is wearing a skirt.
Yeah.
He has a skirt on.
He has a skirt on. You'll see. It's the costuming is really good. The makeup's really good. This whole thing. So, a side note.
This movie sounds really weird.
I'm going to tell you something else that's really weird. Clive Barker's inspiration for Pinhead's demeanor, the way he acts and talks and stuff like that, was Christopher Lee's Dracula.
Oh, from the horror of Dracula? Yeah, the Hammer ones. That's my favorite Dracula.
Yeah.
He's so good. Yeah, and there's not much about the movie. And it was filmed on a $1 million budget, and it made $30 million.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good, and that's why they made. Oh, they made a bunch more. Not all of them are good.
Not at all.
Yeah, the first two are great. The third one, I have a soft spot for the third one because there's also another Star Trek D69 alum in that. That's Terry Farrell, who played Jadzia Dax.
Do you like Star Trek?
Yes, I love Star Trek.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen my Star Trek wall in my room?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah.
They asked him on a level from 1 to 10, where is his sadomasochism at? And he said a 6.
Yeah.
I love Clive Barker. He rules.
Yeah, Clive Barker's.
He's a very visual director. Like all of his shit is like that is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like he does that in Lord of Illusions. I saw Lord of Illusions when I was a kid, and that movie fucked me up. I watched it recently, and I'm like, this movie isn't that good.
No, but when you were young and seeing it for the first time, it's
There's some
really
shit in
fucked
that
up.
movie that I can't forget.
It's also another Star Trek alum. That was Scott Bakula, who played Captain Jonathan Archer in Star Trek Enterprise.
Yeah, the thing Scott Bakula is known from, not fucking Quantum Leap.
I'm just saying.
Quantum Leap.
I'm just saying. Clive Barker hires a bunch of
Yeah.
people who play in Star Trek.
He probably really loved Quantum Leap. Who didn't?
Yeah, I mean, everybody loved Quantum Leap.
But yeah, that's basically like everything about this production. It's not really a lot of interesting things.
Yeah.
It's not like reading about like.
Yeah, the special effects guy is
stuff.
really good, but he didn't like do a whole lot of special effects.
It's really, I mean, they are good special effects. There's one that's really bad, but we'll talk
yeah.
we'll talk.
We'll get there. Have you watched the trailer yet?
I have not.
Oh, here we go. Let's give you a little.
Okay.
I have seen the future of horror.
You said New World Pictures.
His name is Clive Barker.
It's British.
British. Okay. Yep.
Hellraiser. Beyond any terror
This
you
looks
have
really
imagined.
fucking weird.
A nightmare. No. Unlike anything you have witnessed, is born. Because within these walls,
I don't even know what to
the
say.
unholy is unleashed. Hellraiser, a film by Clive Barker. We'll tear your soul apart.
That looks scary. Okay. Oh, it's coming soon to a theater near you
It is.
guys. So it's not out yet. We can't watch
we can't
it.
watch it now. Oh no.
Yeah, sorry guys.
It's a year younger than me, so.
Well, fuck. They better get on the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
a head to delay. It's a head to delayed release. It's really embarrassing.
They've only made 10 fucking movies.
So tune in next time and
Yeah,
we'll
they
review
made
the movie.
10 of these.
Oh god.
Yeah, they made a remake. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, they also made like 7 Phantasms. So
Oh, well.
that's
Phantasm-
not saying a lot to me.
All right, so you're ready to do your little thing.
Oh well, I thought you'd never ask.
All right.
It's time for Kindle Bunt. Back. Now batting Mike.
Yeah, you're a real Bobby Bonilla at that.
You kind of snuck that one in there that time. Okay, so I just wrote this down. This kind of goes under the scary level part of it, but 3 words to describe this movie were shocking, disturbing, and horrific. And I was like, so fuck that movie. I don't wanna watch it. As Grant mentioned, this movie is based on a novel called The Hellbound Heart.
Yep.
So originally the movie was going to be called that, but the studio didn't like that name. They thought it sounded too much like a romance film. So
I know. Yeah.
Baker, the director, suggests
Barker.
Oh, Barker.
Like Bob Barker.
Okay, I wrote Baker every time, so forgive me if I read Baker again. The director suggested sadomasochist from beyond the grave.
Yep.
The studio also
Did not like that one either.
Well, also, it doesn't make fucking sense.
Yeah, because they're not dead.
And I put, of course they didn't like that.
Yeah.
Then an elderly woman on set suggested that the name would be What a Woman Will Do for a Good Fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Which
Is no lies told.
that is absolutely fair.
Yeah.
which Baker shot down and
Barker.
set Barker?
Barker. Yeah.
Okay, I put Barker there. Okay. Shot down and settled with Hellraiser.
Good.
Okay.
Hellbound Heart is a fucking awesome name.
It's a great name.
Suck it, bro.
It's a great name.
It seemed
Yeah.
all right.
It's a sweet name, dude.
Yeah.
That makes me want to read that book.
It does.
I never read it.
I might do the audio book. I don't like to read. Obviously.
I came here to lead,
Not to
Not to
read.
read. Barker?
Barker.
Yep.
Barker
job.
stated that he was upset about how the producers treated his material in 1985, which was the short films you were talking about, which one of them was called Underworld.
Yeah.
Which led him to write The Hellbound Heart. He went to a library to find books about how to direct movies, but both directing books had already been checked out.
This goes back to the Bride of Chucky thing, directing for dummies.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, let me get some books about, the directing.
Oh, they're all checked out.
Oh.
And he would have been, excuse me, let me get some.
Oh, he was British. Excuse me there.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me.
You got some of them books.
You got some of them books.
Oh, you got some of them books you got right there?
Oi! Give me some of them books.
You got some books in a kebab.
Got books.
What does a kebab have to do with Britain?
I don't know.
Okay.
Give me a trifle.
Got some bangers and mash.
Got some fish and chips.
Got some black pudding.
Some
Got
blood
some
pudding.
beans on toast.
Beans on toast.
Beans on toast.
When I went to New York, they had beans with toast.
Was it beans with toast or beans on toast?
Well, like they had the beans and then they had the toast, and you could just
No. You put the toast, then you put the beans,
and then you put some cheese on top.
Cheese.
And that's
okay, but you put your own beans on the toast.
that's not beans on toast.
Yeah, that's beans
That's
with
what
toast.
you just fucking described.
That's beans with toast.
That's beans and toast.
Okay, so tell me what you just said. Like
Beans on toast is a piece of toast with beans on top of it with cheese on top. The beans are already on the toast.
Yes.
Okay.
So they bring the plate and it's already assembled. You're talking about build your own beans and toast.
Basically, yeah.
Like Build-A-Bear, only
Right.
more disgusting.
because if they did that at a hotel, it might sit there for an hour, and then it would be beans and fucking.
Well, they don't make it until they don't put the beans on the toast until you order it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like it's sitting under a heat lamp with
Yeah.
no. We got to.
That's what I'm saying.
We got a guy who wants some beans and toast. Okay, here's some toast. I'll put the beans on top of it, then put the
Yeah,
cheese
that's-
and give it to the guy.
That's beans on toast.
Yeah, beans near toast.
Beans around toast.
Yeah, beans in the vicinity of toast.
Anyway,
Moving on. I love you guys.
Baker actually sees this
Barker.
movie. Barker.
God damn it,
Baker.
You fucking idiot.
Oh, You know what I'm doing? No, I'm not. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Barker actually sees this movie as a love story.
Yeah, no, I can see it a little bit.
Yes, it's a really
Kind
fucked
of.
up one.
I can see it a
what he
little
said.
bit. Julian Frank.
Well,
kinda.
it explained it. It went on to explain it, but I was like, I better not read that.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
spoil it. But
You'll get it pretty early.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
Yeah.
When Barker,
Like a carnival barker.
Like a Bob Barker.
why am I fucking this up?
Like, hear ye, hear
Barker.
ye.
Yeah.
His name is Barker.
Like what my dog does.
Yeah, bark, 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 bark,
Okay,
bark, bark.
now I won't fucking him.
Yeah. Okay.
When this motherfucker right here is my favorite.
This is the number one motherfucker.
Number one, motherfucker.
When Barker showed this movie to his mom, she cried tears of joy to see his name
I
in
love
the
this
opening
one.
credits.
I love
That's
this one.
awesome.
Then Barker leaned over and told her she'll be a lot less happy over the next 2 hours.
He's like, I'm so happy that to see your name as a director. He's like, well, that is the last time you're gonna be happy for the next 2 hours.
Because like, come back to me in
about 2 hours and let me know what your real feeling is.
Okay, it was either that one or this one. This one's a pretty good one too. In England,
This is the number two motherfucker.
This is probably the number one motherfucker. The other one was
number two.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
In England, there is a law in like movie sets and things that if you are having cockroaches on the set, that they can't be the same sex, obviously, because
They'll
Breeding.
fuck.
Yeah.
create an up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They'll breed and create
fuck.
an army and then it will destroy the studio.
Right.
Yeah, they'll fuck and boom, we got more cockroaches.
So on the set of this movie, they actually had a cockroach wrangler that sexed the cockroaches, which they were all male, and then refrigerated them so they could not run as fast.
I hope at one point in time that we end up covering arachnophobia, because there's some really neat shit when it comes to insects during that movie.
Can you imagine where you have to be in your life to sex a cockroach?
Be a cockroach wrangler.
like, do you think after all the college that guy went through, and he's sitting here going, "Dick, Dick."
I doubt that.
It's up there in his cloaca.
Yeah.
I doubt that guy went to college.
No, etymology is a real thing.
It's
real.
He probably just got it as a summer job and just stayed and never left.
You know,
He was probably really proud of it, though. He's like, I'm the best cockroach dick looker in the world.
You know
say
what? Live
cockroach dick licker?
Dick looker.
Looker.
live.
I did not
Jesus.
say licker.
Yeah.
It sounded like it.
I mean, it didn't specify whether he licked the
Live
dicks
your
or not.
truth. Do what you want to do. That's my message.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody ever aspires to be a cockroach.
That fucking guy did.
Are we ready to go watch this movie? No?
Let's go watch something else.
How about
Couldn't
Sinister?
couldn't yes and your way into finding something else.
I'm tired today.
You're supposed to be the improv god.
Yeah, you're
I know.
fucking not.
well-
You're off today.
I am real off today. Sorry about it.
Well, I'm like I don't know if you guys can hear, man, but I'm like draining like half of my brain through my.
I think that's kind of my
This
problem
is like
too.
the first time that we've recorded that I'm not.
Yeah, I'm like my brain is draining back into my throat, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
What's that taste like?
not good,
Bad.
not good.
If you had to compare
Kind
it,
of spongy,
spongy,
kind of spongy.
and you have to
Spongy.
compare it to something you've tasted.
I would imagine that brains probably somewhat resembled like the texture and taste of like oysters, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe like the last thing Elizabeth Short ate, which was shit or fertilizer.
Yeah.
you think brains
Sorry,
would
I-
taste.
sorry.
You were just listening to the
So I've
lab.
been listening to the Black Dahlia.
Yeah,
thing,
I was gonna
and
say,
I'm like,
you
it's in my brain.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I guess let's go do this, motherfucker.
Let's go do this, motherfucker. Now's the point in time where if you would like to watch the movie along with us, you will pause the podcast, go watch the movie, and come back and join us. If you've already seen the movie and would like to join us for the tomfoolery on the other side of the music, just hang back, and we'll be back with you. And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back. And Kendall has now seen Hellraiser. See how I did that just fast enough where he couldn't make the noise? So, Kendall, what are your first thoughts on Hellraiser?
That was interesting,
Interesting.
to say the least.
I would like to start out by saying we're definitely not going to yuck any yums in this.
Right, right.
Muy interesante.
I don't speak French.
It was sexy though. I like it when you talk to me like that.
So, what are your first thoughts about the movie? Other than you said, very interesting.
Very interesting, and it was different. Like, I did not expect. I see what they're saying about like a love story now.
Yeah, yeah.
A weird fucking crazy.
It's a
love
fucked up love story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really fucked up. And now I understand why you said 50 Shades of Grey. Because I have, even though I haven't seen that movie,
You know about it.
I know about it, and
Yeah.
that seems accurate.
Yeah.
Well, like the whole thing is like Frank is a freak. Like
big freak.
and he's basically looking for the next thrill, and this
Was supposed to be the
lament
ultimate.
configuration is the ultimate portrayal of his sexual deviancy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what they don't really say that, but that's why he's
don't touch
searching
it.
for this.
Don't touch it.
Well, it just that came off my 3D printer. You're fine.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
That's not going to send
and,
into.
and you have to do this
Yeah.
and this. Oh fuck!
It's it's specifically you grab this and you like turn it
Yeah.
and like. So, Was there anything that was confusing about the movie to you? I know you usually have questions.
Yes. So, like...
Was the ending sufficient enough for you?
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, it ended.
But it just ended. I mean, there was no conversation with Kirsty about what her emotional state was.
Yeah. Well, you find that out in the second one because she does. Actually, Lawrence does come back for the second one.
Yeah,
so.
I'm never gonna let that go.
No, it's always gonna be a disappointment for him.
So it pretty much summed it up. I mean, as much as they could. Everybody died basically, and then
everybody died.
She,
kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, not. Okay, watch the end of that movie, and then watch the end of Texas after the dinner scene, and then she just takes off in a truck. Credits.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of the most iconic scenes in horror.
No, I'm not arguing with that. I think that is. I wanted more out of that one. This one, it was like, okay, you could just end like that. That's fine. Maybe it's because I liked Texas Chainsaw Massacre and I wanted more. Like, tell me more.
Well, give Toby Hooper more money in 1974. You would have got more, probably. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that's all he wanted to fucking do.
May it be that that if he got more money for the budget, he would have thrown in some more gore or something instead of giving you 5 more minutes of her recanting the entire story.
I
minutes.
think he was perfectly, just perfectly pleased with the end of that movie.
I like the ending to Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like the perfect ending.
It's incredibly iconic and
it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. How did this one? What happened at the very end of this one?
Jesus, we just watched it.
I know.
Yeah,
she gets rid of all the Cenobites by doing the puzzle.
Yeah. And she reverses it and closes the door.
And then the house gets set on fire somehow. Whatever.
That was confusing.
It's not. It's a suspension of disbelief. There's fucking hell demons.
Yeah. When she threw she
threw it into the fire, and the homeless guy showed back up, and we found out that he was like.
He's a demon.
A demon that's taking the box back.
Yeah, so that it can recirculate.
Went back to Cambodia.
Oh, yeah.
Cambodia, yeah.
And then another person was...
Okay.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Yeah, there you go. So it kind of like went full circle.
Yep.
Where it started at the Cambodian
place. Mystic,
like a market,
whatever.
Yeah.
It showed us what happened with it.
Yep.
From the time it went away from the Cambodian place, and then it ended right back up there again. And you assume, you're like, okay, that means some other poor motherfucker's going to get that thing.
That guy that's sitting at the table with the Cambodian merchant is about to be fucked up like Frank was.
Right, and we're going to see that story all over again. That's an ending. That's kind of.
It's a circle.
Yeah, it's a full circle.
Time
is
a flat
ending.
circle and nothing means anything.
anything.
No, I mean, like, I always think of this movie as, like, I feel like it's a really long episode of, like, Tales from the Crypt or, like, Twilight Zone.
It's a little bit,
Yeah, it has that, really, you get something and it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So, just to go back to the limit configuration, a piece of information I looked up was the limit configuration was designed by a gentleman by the name of Simon Sace. That's
Simon Says?
Simon Sace, S-A-Y-C-E.
Simon Sace.
Simon Sace.
Simon Sace.
Simon Sace.
In
Take
the
your shirt off.
Simon Sace to lift up your... Simon Sace.
Simon Sace actually designed the limit configuration for the movie. In the movie universe, it's actually created by a Frenchman named Philippe Lemarchand.
Lemarchand. Lemarchand.
Ho ho ho.
Lemarchand.
So there's a whole lore backstory that goes into like talking about the box and where it came from and stuff like that. That develops later on in the franchise. So
Ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho. Lemarchand. I wear a beret. My name is Lemarchand. He could have been Canadian though, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. No, he's French.
He was French.
He's French.
Or French
Lemarchand.
Did you like the practical effects of this movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the like body horror stuff.
Yeah.
Was really like. Yeah, it was.
I
Really
love
good.
body horror. It's like when I was younger and I got into like horror, slashers were like my favorite. And then I got older and I was like, these are kind of boring. And then I was like, oh man, I really like body horror is like my shit. Like I like The Thing, body horror. I like The Fly,
Body horror.
body horror. You know, I'm like, this is neat. You know why body horror? Do you know why? Because David Cronenberg, who directs a lot of horror movies and stuff like that, he does a lot of body horror. You know why? Because the human body is scary.
Well, because everybody recognizes what that could be.
Exactly. When you see somebody lose a fingernail, and
That
It's
sucks.
fucking disgusting.
That
yeah,
sucks.
it sucks. But you know, like I have fingernails.
That would
I've
hurt.
broken one. It fucking hurts.
That would hurt. Yeah.
You know, almost everybody can relate to that and experience it.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so and then it gets taken to the extreme. Because I'm thinking the whole time when Frank has no skin on, that would be like having an open wound
Everywhere.
over your body.
But fortunately, you wouldn't feel it because no nerve endings.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, I was like, I punched a thing the other day because I was getting. This was at work. I was getting frustrated with something at work.
Yeah.
The thing I always get frustrated with.
Right.
You know what it is.
Yep.
And so it wasn't doing the thing. He can always hear me in the cooler. I'm like, motherfucker. I'm getting so.
I'll come in and he'll be just pacing around.
I'm like, fuck this thing. And
I'm
so
like-
it wasn't doing the thing, and it has like a little rolly thing, and I went, eh. And then I looked down, I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm bleeding now. Now I'm more pissed off.
Yeah. Now you made me bleed my own blood.
Yeah. And it fucking hurt. So I was thinking about that when we were watching. I was like, that hurt. But then all over my body. But yeah, you're right. He has no nerve endings. But what if he does?
If he does, that sucks. Yeah. Especially when he puts clothes on. I don't know why if he could feel it. I don't know why he put the
I
clothes
wonder
on.
if at that point it's just numb because it's like if it's
Or maybe
like,
he likes the hurt.
Well,
because again, we're not yucking any yums, but he likes the hurt, so maybe he put the clothes on because
well, I'm pretty sure that
it got him off.
the end of this film, Frank has like the biggest orgasm he's ever had, which is why he says Jesus wept.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
where
because he's
just
got
like,
hooks all in him.
and then he comes his pants and gets ripped apart.
That scene actually, that was originally it was written as this is another Andrew Robinson. You could thank Andrew Robinson for this. Originally, the line was supposed to be "fuck you."
No, I like the Jesus wept thing. It's
Yeah,
much
and
better.
Andrew Robinson said, "No, I got one better for you. Let's do it like this." And that's when
And that's
where the Jesus
and
wept
that's
came
also
from.
a British term too. They say it all the time.
Oh yeah, because they say it instead of Jesus Christ.
yeah, they go Jesus wept.
Yeah, they'll say it instead of Jesus. They'll say it instead of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I popped Kendall when she's opening the door
Jesus.
and the Jesus statue comes out and I go Jesus.
Jesus.
So funny.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
Jesus.
Yeah. British people say all that all the time. They're like Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. Because I always wondered. I was like, is it
Our
like-
British friends, if you say Jesus wept on a regular basis instead of Jesus Christ, email us at akhhorrorpodcast@gmail.com. We have a few British fans.
I wonder. I'm sure that bit before the break didn't go over well.
Yeah. Also, I deeply apologize for our.
Do we have French listeners?
Not yet.
Okay, good.
Hey, that's a way to get back our English listeners. Fuck the French.
Yeah. Baguettes, Eiffel Tower, Les Marchands.
yeah. We don't like the French here. Kendall hates horror podcasts. That's not true. We love them. We need you to listen.
We love everyone.
We love everyone.
We just
do.
like to make fun of everyone too.
Don't speak for me.
Yeah. We love everyone. We just make fun of we make fun of ourselves more than we make fun of anybody else or any other culture in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I hate people that are intolerant to other people's cultures and the Dutch.
And the Dutch.
and the So when we were watching this, so I have a weird thing about being like pruny, like when you stay in the bath too long.
Yeah.
So Mariah,
I love that.
I fucking hate that, dude.
I'm not a huge fan of it either.
It's giving me
whatever.
the jeebies just thinking about it right now.
When I was a kid, I thought it was cool, but now as an adult, I'm just
You know, if you need to get out of the bath, I'm not even pruny yet.
that's a Dennis the Menace reference right there.
Yeah,
It's a deep
right.
cut.
Yeah. But so she came up with this thing she tells me all the time that gives me just the fucking heebie-jeebies. And she says, "Hey, your bones are wet." And I'm like, "What?" And that don't sound like that should fuck you up, right?
But it does.
But when you
because
start
you're
really thinking about it, you look
are.
at your skin and you're like, "Oh, underneath there,
yeah,
they're
wet.
Oh, everything's fucking wet."
Everything's wet. So,
And that's what I was thinking about when I was looking at Frank. I'm like, "Oh, she's right."
You're strange.
I would like to
I know.
point this out. The ocean is actually a soup. Think about it. What do you put in soup? Water, salt, vegetables,
Yeah,
maybe a little bit of meat.
some fish.
Yeah,
I guess
the ocean's a soup.
just a big soup. But soup is usually warm.
There are places
It can be. It can be
warm. Around the equator.
Oh yeah, it's real warm around here.
I like crackers in my soup. There are no crackers.
You but soup doesn't come with crackers. You put crackers.
You put
in
crackers in it.
I was just trying to fuck you up on your soup analogy.
It didn't work.
And plus, I only put crackers in fucking chili.
Yeah, really.
Like
and it's
oil-
usually for Fritos.
I always put oil. I specifically
I like the oyster crackers.
Oyster crackers are the best in chili. Those are because even if you crumple them up, they're still like they're a little hollow.
Yeah,
And
so they get a little chili inside them.
No.
You're a strange man.
Of the Cinnabites, which one did you think you liked the best? Like just the practical effects.
Definitely the teeth chatterer.
The Chatterer, yeah.
Chatterer's the coolest looking one.
He's the coolest looking one. He and Butterball were supposed to have speaking lines.
Yeah.
But when they put the prosthetic on, neither one of them could fucking talk. So all of their speaking lines got moved to Pinhead, the priest. And that's how Pinhead became the leader. Is because
that was the original name.
Because he could actually speak.
Because he could speak. Yeah.
Yeah, because Clive Barker wanted to call him the priest.
The priest.
Yeah. But they
And after the fans started calling him Pinhead, he still, whenever he was writing the screenplay for the second one, he's like, "Fuck you, it's not Pinhead, it's the priest."
yeah, he was like, "I don't like this name.
I'm not writing Pinhead down. Bullshit. This is bullshit.
I find that in these...
He's like the Lou Reed of horror.
I'm not calling them that, even if it's a fire.
Even if there's a fire. I find that in these movies with like several characters like that don't really have lines or whatever, you're just going to look at them. But they're characters.
Yeah.
I like the fat ones. So like Butterball. I was like, "Oh, it's Butterball.
Yeah.
It's cool."
Aw.
Or like in Killer Clowns, what was the...
Fatso.
Yeah, Fatso. Yeah, he was...
Well, who was your favorite character from The Sandlot?
The fat one?
Was that Ham? Was it?
It was Ham.
It was Ham? Yeah, it was Ham.
Yeah.
Little chubby kid.
Who was my
Yeah.
favorite? Who was my favorite character in Sandlot? I don't know.
I like Ricky the
Oh,
Rocket.
Squints because I had glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus he.
Well, the chubby kid was funny.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So was Squints. He was fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And sexual assault. I get it. I understand.
Not cool.
But also, he ended up marrying that woman.
Yeah, and had 6 kids.
Had 6 kids.
She was into it.
Yeah,
She smiled at him
She
afterwards.
smiled at him after he
Yeah,
left.
right.
But still,
And
he didn't ask for it.
And Small says, and every time we walked by that pool, she looked down and she smiled at him. So she was into it.
She was into it.
She gave him props. Was like, you know what? I'll give you your credit. That was pretty.
that was a very young Marley Shelton.
It was Marley Shelton.
Yeah,
yeah. Wendy Peppercorn.
Yeah. Oh, Wendy Peppercorn.
No, he was probably my favorite because he had glasses and I had glasses. And he also played the same position that I played in baseball, which was second base.
Yeah. Because you're not expected to do a whole lot in second base.
Yeah, so I related to Squints.
How did you feel about Doug? So Doug Bradley was the guy who was behind Pinhead. He was one of the few British people who got to use his own voice. He was the presence for Pinhead. How did he feel to you? Did he feel ominous? Did he feel scary? Did he feel like what was your overall impression of Pinhead?
He's definitely effective in his role. I kept finding myself looking at like the pattern on which the pins were put in his face. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when he talked, it was really weird. Like he was like Oh, or what did he say? I'm trying to think of a line he said.
Oh, save your tears. Or no tears.
Please.
The waste of good.
Yeah.
Waste of good suffering. Or like, we'll tear your soul apart.
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Angels
to some, demons to others. Yeah, we were all that when he was doing that speech. We were all doing it in the living room, and you were just looking around like, okay. we all really we love that movie. That's
he was 33 when he.
Yep.
Did this. He's 70 now.
Yeah.
He's from Liverpool.
Yep, he did all of them until the fourth. When the fourth one came out, he read the script. He would have been fine with doing it again and continuing doing it.
Yeah.
But he read that the script for the fourth movie, and he was like, "Nope,
Not doing that."
So they had to recast him, and so the four, 5, and 6. There's a whole bunch of them, and like I said, most of them. I would say watch the first 3 and then stop after that. A lot of people would say watch the first 2 and stop after that. I, again, have a soft spot for the third one. So,
have you seen all of them?
No, they're actually not. I was going to just binge watch all of the Hellraiser movies. I haven't seen past. I think I've seen the fourth one, and without Doug Bradley, just isn't worth watching it. The mannerism is different. The voice is different. It just doesn't have the same oomph to it, so right. I kind of like I probably half paid attention to it.
Yeah,
he kind of reminded me of Megamind.
Megamind, because he's bald
and blue.
Yeah, that's the one in space.
Was Bloodline? Yeah,
the fourth one,
yeah. He kind of looked like Megamind with pins in his face.
Yeah, they're actually nails.
Yeah. Oh, and with nails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You actually see his creation at the beginning of the second one.
Yeah, you actually get to see the only time you ever get to see Doug Bradley out of makeup.
Well, you get to see him in the third one too, but again, that's only for certain people who can actually, stomach the third one.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah,
it's not here. I can watch Hellworld because it's funny.
Yeah. So Doug Bradley was asked one time at like a con or something like that to explain for basically in layman's terms to explain who the Cenobites are and what this is. And this is what Doug Bradley said. He said, "Hell is a prison, the Cenobites are the guards. Pinhead is the warden, the puzzle box is the key to the cell, and the demons are escaped inmates." AKA Frank is an escaped inmate because he comes back as a demon.
Yeah, they're basically like the police.
Yeah.
Whoop, buck, whoop. Buck.
That's the sound of the police.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. That's
buck.
the sound.
Buck the police.
Well, Frank in the beginning, like when she's killing people or whatever, he's like, "Hurry up, get another one now, so they don't before they come or whatever."
Yeah,
he knew they were coming.
Well, no, I think he's actually thinking about the actual police. Because
I don't know. No, he did mention the Cenobites were looking for him. He did mention the Cenobites were looking for him. But I think that he assumes that at some point in time they're going to come check the cell and see that he's not there and then try to get out. But he doesn't know that you actually have to use the box to get them out. Mm. Or he thinks that maybe just because he got out, they could follow him.
Yeah.
But
so he didn't know about the box thing.
He knew enough about the box to open it and what it did, where it led, but he didn't know enough. He didn't know everything there is to know about the box. Like he never encountered that big fishy headed thing with the tail.
Yeah.
Then it's called the engineer. He never experienced the engineer because he just
hate that.
Like, is that the special? Is that the practical effect you didn't like?
It's the one thing I don't like in this movie. It's fair. And I wish it wasn't in the movie.
It doesn't serve a purpose.
It serves zero purpose. Yeah. And the other thing I hate is in that hallway scene, dude, it's on a fucking wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Like you can see it clear as day. It's so bad. It's the only thing in this movie I don't like. And the other thing, I think it's fine. I think the way they filmed it did it justice, which is the homeless man. I was okay with it. It's better than the fucking engineer. The engineer is weird, and it doesn't need to be. It was just him doing something weird to do something weird.
And I'll bet it was hard to do too.
Exactly. It probably took so much fucking time, and it doesn't look good.
And it serves no purpose.
And that's my whole thing about like some movies in the 80s where I'm like, this looked bad, so just don't put it in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, like if it doesn't look good, just say nah, or film it a different way to where it looks better. And if it doesn't, fuck it, we're just not going to use it. Just don't use it.
Towards the end of the movie, when the special effects are coming out of the box, like the little like hearts and stuff like that were coming out, and then also when the yellow lightning was coming out and sending the Cenobites back to hell, Clive Barker pretty much said he's like, yeah. The special effects in that particular instances aren't great. We ran out of money. Sorry, we had to go with what we had money for.
They're not fucking using ILM for Christ's
No,
sakes.
no,
like
they're using some British company,
whatever the fuck they can get.
Yeah,
so like,
whoever.
Me personally, again, just figure out another way without doing that. Do some fucking fade outs with the Cenobites or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the special effects serve a purpose. If it was remastered, maybe the special effects would be better. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're kind of like they go hand in hand with this movie now, so you kind of just go with it.
This movie has never had a remastering, so
no, that's
probably won't ever.
You can still see the little spots in it when you watch it. It's never been remastered. I don't think they probably are.
They're probably not going to.
They're not going to spend money to fucking. I don't even know like who, because like New World distributed it. I don't know.
New World, I don't think exists anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder who has the rights to it, because Hulu did the Hellraiser remake. So I wonder who has the rights. It would have to be, but Hulu can get licensing from anything. Yeah, that's their whole thing. It's like, so I wonder who actually owns the distributing rights now.
I don't know. It's streaming on Prime, and Prime usually they do a lot of business with Paramount. So maybe Paramount owns.
No, they would be on Paramount Plus. Like if Paramount owned the distributing rights, they would put it on their specific streaming service.
Yeah,
and Prime is like Hulu and Netflix. They get
a lot of
licensing rights for a while, and I just wonder if like New World like got overtaken by another film company, like a distributing company, because that happens all the time, you know, like fucking Orion Pictures. Orion Pictures was fucking everywhere, and I don't even think it fucking exists anymore.
Orion does not exist.
Yeah,
it got absorbed by
it was like fucking
TriStar, and then TriStar got absorbed by somebody else,
like MGM or something like
that,
or
like that.
Columbia. Yeah, because I always remember those when I was a kid. I remember Orion because it was the star that spun around, and then it made the O, and then it went Orion, and then TriStar was the Pegasus.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody remembers that from when I was a kid. It was the Pegasus.
Oh, here you go. Here's something interesting. I am going to correct myself. New World is actually an American production company and distribution company. New World Pictures was founded in 1970 by Roger Corman.
Oh, you know what? That actually makes sense, because I'm pretty sure that's where Humanoids from the Deep. I think that was a distributing company for Humanoids from the Deep. Roger Corman's weird. Yeah, he was like an old school.
Fox Corporation owns the properties for New World,
and
which is why the remake made it to Hulu, because Fox owned Hulu.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because like Roger Corman was like an old school. He like directed movies like as far back as like the 50s, and
he is a icon in like horror.
Yeah, he directed the original Little Shop of Horrors.
Yep.
Okay.
With Jack Nicholson and Dick Miller. Jack Nicholson, first film role in Little Shop of Horrors. He made so many fucking movies that he would make 2 to 3 a day. He would film them at the same time. So he would release 3 movies in a year.
Damn.
He just fucking ran through. But Roger Corman is like the guy.
He's referred to as the Pope of pop cinema and the spiritual godfather to New Hollywood. The king of the cult is also what he's referred
but
to.
If we don't have Roger Corman, we don't get Joe Dante. Joe Dante is a Roger Corman disciple. And then all of the people, like Dick Miller was a Roger Corman guy.
Yep.
And he ends up going to Joe Dante, and he's in like fucking
all of Joe Dante's movies. Yeah.
So
Dick Miller is the guy who drove the snowplow in Gremlins.
The old man.
Okay.
That's Dick Miller.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a great. He has a little bit role in a great movie called Shopping Mall,
which is on the list.
Yeah.
You're gonna love that one. You know why? Because it has robots.
Shopping Mall rules.
It's so fucking fun.
It's so stupid.
It's the dumbest thing ever, and I love it. How did you feel about the pacing of this movie? Did you think it was too fast, too slow? Was it just right?
It had a very slow feel to it pretty much the whole way through. Because it was just kind of building a story that it's picking up on a story. Then there were some flashbacks, and then you're putting it all together. So I think the pacing was probably right for you to keep up because you're like trying to figure all this stuff out at the same time as you're watching it.
I think they built up the characters pretty well.
I think they did a really good job
because they had like 4 characters that they were really focusing on, and you understood all of their kind of like where
hopes,
they were,
dreams,
what
desires.
they were doing.
Yeah.
You understood like Larry. You understood that Larry was like, oh, his wife died, and then he gets remarried. He's trying to make it work with her, with this wife that he's that seems like they're growing distant, and then also his daughter, who's around college age and stuff like that.
I think it's where she's supposed to be.
Yeah, she's Ashley Lawrence was 21 when she made this movie.
Yeah,
and so like I think he's kind of dealing with that, and he's like a lame dad, which I love.
I just wanted him to do some dad jokes.
Yeah, I love that about him. Like I love that that's his character.
So I get the idea that Julia is like now that she's experienced Frank after they got married, after her and Larry got married, she realizes exactly how boring and lame Larry was.
Because Larry's like a lawyer. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And so like he's lame and fucking boring, and then like Frank is exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't really get a timeline. Like
no,
like
they didn't. They didn't explain.
How far had it been since Frank and her relationship started?
I would assume I would, because like
a few years, several years.
We get the feeling that like from the little portions they show with Kirsty is like her mom died when she was very young, because that was the crying in the background was supposed to be her, and that was her on the bed. That was supposed to be her mom, I would assume. And then you also get it in the hallway scene when she's going down the hallway. You can hear it in the background,
right?
So I would assume that Kirsty's supposed to be younger, like whenever like Julia and Larry get married, but they never really do give you a distinct timeline. But so I would assume that the thing with Frank was like right after they got married, wasn't it?
No, it was on their wedding day.
It was on the wedding day.
On the wedding day because they banged.
He was showing up for the wedding.
Yeah, and they banged on her wedding dress because she had it laid out on the bed.
Yeah. So like I would just so like with that, I mean, and then Frank is kind of like he's a fucking nomad, so he just goes wherever.
Yeah.
Like because that's his house.
Well, it's their house. So I think it's supposed to be like that's where they grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the homestead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so he just kind of stays there from time to time, just whatever.
He doesn't let anybody know when he gets into town. He just goes to the house, stays there. Like he has that little shitty, mattress on the floor that we all had when we were, in our early 20s.
I'm not going to lie. Like, if that attic is fixed up, I am staying in there all day.
It's a cool room.
It is.
When it doesn't look like a murder room.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm saying when it's cleaned up.
When it's cleaned up,
when there's not rats nailed to the wall.
When there's not rats nailed to the wall.
When it's cleaned up, that would be a banging fucking bedroom.
It would be,
with your teenager.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. That's like Anton's room from Idle Hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you some advice, though. When you stay up there and you, cut yourself, and the blood, immediately seeps into all the nails on the floor and stuff, just get out.
Yeah.
Just go.
So Clive Barker admitted that when he was writing The Hellbound Heart, back up just a little bit. Clive Barker's huge Edgar Allan Poe fan.
Oh,
and that's the Telltale Heart was what inspired him to write The Hellbound Heart. He just wanted to make he took the Telltale Heart and made it scary, and I'm just like, fuck, the Telltale Heart's already scary.
Was way scary.
Yeah, it's a story written by an opium-addled fucking crazy man.
Sure was.
Like Edgar Allan Poe was he is a very interesting person to research and stuff like that. He is, because he was
same with Lovecraft.
Yeah, I was like, because he was in Baltimore, wasn't he?
Yeah,
which is where they get the name for the
Ravens.
Team. And he's very interesting.
Where do you think you rank Pinhead on a list of of the horror movie villains that you've seen? And this is actually a question for Evan. Horror villains that you guys have seen, where would you think you rank him? You have a smaller pool to pull from.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he really didn't. So, when I'm thinking through the horror villains I've seen, you've got
Freddy,
Michael Myers, Jason.
Not-
They were
Not entirely, Jason.
No, fuck no. I haven't seen
No,
Jason.
that's why I said it.
Yeah. Well, not
You
entirely.
saw Jason.
No, I seen the. I'm not doing this again. I've said this in like 4 episodes. No, I'm not doing this.
It's a bit now.
You little toad fucker at the end. No.
Whoa, he's a toad fucker now.
No, yeah, he was a sucker.
Yeah.
Oh, toad. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Like
I
a
don't know.
like a cockroach dick licker.
Dick Looker.
Looker. Sorry, my bad.
Or he licked him. Who knows?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking at dicks.
But all them guys,
I'm just gonna breeze over that one, eh?
Yeah, let's get over this.
Yeah. We can't. We have to move on.
Yeah, we can't keep doing
We
this.
can't keep doing this.
We're never gonna get through this.
But all the horror villains I've seen actually do the killing.
Yeah.
Where Pinhead more is like the boss. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean,
he's in charge of the evil shit, but he's not really doing.
I mean,
He controls the chains.
Technically, he kills. He has 2 kills, but they're of the same person.
The same person.
Because he does control the chain.
But yeah, but he is. I mean, he's just as terrifying as the rest of them.
He's got a great voice.
Oh God, Doug Bradley's got a great horror
I'm
voice.
pretty
man.
sure. I think they modulated his voice
a little. They
bit.
tweaked it down a little bit, but that's about it. They put a little echo in it.
Yeah, but other than that, he's fucking cool looking.
Yeah, looks like Megamind.
I mean, he doesn't look like fucking Megamind.
He does not,
because he's not blue.
He's like a bluish gray. He's like Battleship Gray.
But like he's fucking.
Oh, my giant blue head.
Yeah, he's fucking. He's white.
He is. Yeah. He's
Like-
he's like grayish.
Like Larry Bird white.
he's like
Yeah, you're right.
he's like Sean Patrick Flannery from Powder White.
Yeah,
If he were blue,
he's like Edward Scissorhands white.
if he were blue, he would be Megamind with nails. In his
With
face.
that's I'm honestly I can't argue with that. I don't know
What, 'cause
why.
he's bald.
Listen,
Well, Megamind was a villain too.
No, he wasn't. He was a good guy.
At the end,
listen. I'm not mad at you. I just need you to go away so I can think about what you said.
Because there's like of the ones you've seen
Yeah.
Freddy, which you really like Freddy.
Freddy was good.
Michael Myers,
He was all right.
Pamela Voorhees,
Pamela Voorhees,
Fuck her.
Angela Baker,
Sleepaway Camp.
Oh,
the Killer Clowns,
they're just fun.
the Armitage family from Get Out.
Oh, now they're effective in another way.
Jane Doe.
She's effective in another way.
The evil hand from Idle Hands.
The evil hand from Idle Hands.
Yeah, the demon possessed
He's
hand.
like with the clowns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Laura Barnes from Unfriended.
Oh yeah.
Did you forget
Damn.
you seen that movie?
Good lord.
Leatherface.
You're saying all this shit, and I'm like, I've seen that.
Yeah, Leatherface. Slash the family.
But again, he's doing a bunch of killing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Where Pinhead is like,
And then Chucky. Did I miss any? I think I got them all.
I think you did.
Yeah. Tall man.
Nah, leave that out.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And then, well, like so yeah, I mean he's a good villain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Evan-
well, actually, like one of the better ones, just because of his role. Like he's a fucking boss.
What about you? Where would you like?
It's a tough one because I obviously have a lot more to pull from.
Yeah. Like I said, for me, he's just off of Mount Rushmore. Like, you have your 4, and then Chucky's kind of like our unofficial 5th. Like, if they ever built another head on the Mount Rushmore, Chucky would be number 5.
I don't think I could
he's
go
just-
with that because, like, this is the same way with Candyman. Like, I really like their original movies.
Oh, yeah,
and I
yeah.
like Hellraiser too. I think it's good, but like the rest of Candyman's movies suck.
The 2's not bad.
No, too.
Farewell to the Flesh is great.
No, it has a good scene in it, but like the rest of the movie's garbage. I don't like Farewell to the Flesh. I like the backstory, which if they put that in the first movie's like the perfect film.
Yeah.
And so like the only other Candyman movie I like is the sequel remake slash.
The one that came out in 2021.
Yeah, the one with what's his face? I can't remember the.
I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Something Abdul Mateen
Yeah.
is the main character, and I really like the remake. I think it's or sequel. It's really good. But I can't put myself to say that those two are like just off the Mount Rushmore. I can't get there. Like there are other horror villains that I like a lot. Because like I like Herbert West is one of my favorite horror villains.
See, that's the thing is I don't really consider Herbert West the villain in that movie.
You haven't seen. Okay, like in Reanimator,
He is a misguided. And we're talking about just the first one. I'm talking about just the first one. He is misguided.
If I'm talking about Herbert West as a character, I'm talking about all the Reanimator movies.
Okay.
And he is a piece of shit.
Well, he's a piece of shit in the first one, but that doesn't make him the villain. The villain to me is Dr. Hill.
Yeah, but Herbert West murders somebody because they're going to steal his stuff.
Yeah.
That's villainous.
Capitalism, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it makes him a villain. Like he's the only person in that movie that murders somebody. Like, and I mean, and tries to bring back somebody's cat without their fucking permission. You know, like he sucks. But like, yeah, so I would put him like I don't consider like fucking Seth Brundle a villain.
No, I don't think he's a villain.
No,
either.
he's not a villain. He made a mistake and it
altered his brain.
Yeah, it fucked him up. So like, yeah, I mean, I'd have him a little bit lower, but that would be tough for me because I'd have to think that would be a whole fucking thing.
The whole episode.
You know, yeah. But I do like Pinhead.
Yeah.
I do really like Pinhead. I think he's
the only one of the Cenobites that I'm even remotely attached to. I like Chitterer. I like
the Chatterer. Yeah. Chatterer is like the coolest looking one.
He's the coolest looking one, but like if it came down to it, and if I had to choose, gun to my head, to keep one and then get rid of the rest.
Well, I mean,
Pinhead is the one. I'm keeping.
Obviously, he's the most interesting one. He has fucking speaking lines for Christ's sakes.
Yeah,
you know,
the rest of them didn't talk.
Yeah.
Well, the female one does. She talks.
What if we prefer you?
Yeah. And
she has a couple lines.
Yeah, she has the line like when she's walking up the stairs when she has the hook and it's going
leaving
across.
us so soon.
Yeah, she has a couple lines, but she doesn't have iconic lines like
no.
Pinhead.
All of the iconic lines went straight to Doug Bradley.
Yeah, he's
this whole time I've been thinking of which one was the female one.
So one that had the neck opened up with the neck vagina.
Yeah.
That's why they called her Deep Throat.
Yeah, that's
why the fans called her Deep Throat.
I thought that was a dude the whole time. All right, moving on.
No, that's
because it wasn't the Chatterer. Chatterer was a dude,
right?
And then Butterball is the foul.
I can't wait till we get to the second Hellraiser movie because you get to see all of the Cenobites outside of their makeup.
Yeah, it's neat.
It's neat. So,
yeah, they're all super British and super proper and.
That's just blowing my mind right now. That whole time, I thought that was a dude.
No, it's a girl.
Okay.
That's why she's the female Cenobite.
Yeah, that's why they call her the female Cenobite.
Because they couldn't think of a better name for her than that or Deep Throat, and they're like, I don't want that. Clive Barker. It wasn't the fans that came up with Deep Throat. It was the crew called it, and he was so irritated. He was like, "Stop fucking calling her Deep Throat."
Yeah, nobody refers to her as Deep Throat.
Nobody does.
No,
that's just what
they call her the girl one.
Yeah, they call her the female Cenobite.
The female Cenobite.
I just thought it was funny that the crew named her Deep Throat, and he was just like, "I'm gonna fucking rage. I'm gonna rage quit right now."
I don't like that either.
I know
it's
weird. And she had the shit in her mouth, kind of.
Well, it was there was like it was an apparatus that like had a hold of her cheeks that were kind of spreading them out, but the apparatus was mostly like opening up the throat.
The throat right here.
Created the balls, open the throat.
Yeah, they yeah. And then Butterball had sunglasses.
Yeah. That was over stitched eyes, so the sunglasses made no sense.
And he took them off.
Yeah, he took them off right before the house fell down on him.
Who wears sunglasses inside?
Yeah.
Or at night.
Yeah.
Now Corey Hart doesn't.
Yeah.
Or no, he does. No, that's literally the song.
That's literally what he says.
Yeah, you're like, I wear my sunglasses at night.
Okay.
so I can.
Where would you include Clive Barker? Is it Barker or Baker? It's Barker, right?
It's Barker. Bark.
Yeah,
Barker.
I know.
Bob Barker.
Thank you. Would you include Clive Barker on the list of like great horror directors like Craven and Carpenter? And obviously, they're not even.
No.
But,
Well, just for this movie, I mean, it had. I mean, yeah, it was just as good as the other ones. It was.
I don't know if I can go that far. I mean, I like Hellraiser, but it's not Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, sorry, it's just not for me personally. I like it, but it doesn't hit for me as well. Like,
it was way better than the first fucking Jason movie.
I agree. I'm not. When have I ever defended that movie? I said it was shit.
he actively attacks that movie whenever he gets a chance.
I don't fucking like Friday the 13th. I think it's boring.
Because Jason's
And he's not even in it.
Yeah, part 2 rules.
At least Pinhead was in this movie.
That's fair. But yeah, I mean, I like the movie, but also it's like, it's fucking dark and there's like no levity in this movie whatsoever.
No.
None. I mean, at least in fucking Nightmare, there's some.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
You know, there's some.
I'm really into survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shit. You know, like stuff like that. You know, but of course, there's also lines in that movie that just make me laugh, and they're not supposed to make me laugh. Like, stretcher, you need a bucket. You need a fucking mop. You know, like, that's funny to me.
Yeah,
but, like, I'm fucked up.
No, it was funny.
Yeah.
I found it funny.
All right. Okay, so I think we're at the point in time. Let's talk about kills of the movie. I think we all probably will have the same favorite kill, but let's start with Evan.
Well, I mean, it's a 50-50 shot. But no, I'm going to go with the Jesus wept kill.
Yeah.
I mean, because you actually see it.
Yeah.
You don't see the other one, really?
Not really.
You see a little bit of it, but not really.
Yeah, you get to see them putting the puzzle back together.
I mean, I understand why, because they want to build up to
Yeah.
when it actually happens and you see fucking everything.
So,
That's my favorite kill of the movie.
is that
Is that pretty much unanimous?
Yeah, I'm trying
For
to think
me,
of the
it
other
is.
ones. I mean, the only
Well, there are other kills. There are all
the hammer ones.
because
But
that's
it wasn't real creative. It was just kind of like she hit him.
the
with
last kill is creative.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So that has to be your favorite.
yeah.
A dude gets stretched until he fucking explodes.
Much like Chainsaw, Barker had to cut a bunch of stuff out to avoid an X rating. So there is a underground cut that has a bit more of the Jesus wept, where he's actually like, because you only get like a couple of seconds of him like being exploded. There's a much longer scene. There's also a much longer scene where he's digging his fingers into both the guy in the attic and into Julia, that they had to cut to get an R rating instead of an X rating.
Because I love the effects when he's like reassembling. I think those effects.
The stages are really
those
good.
fucking effects
Yeah.
rule. Those are awesome.
Yeah.
And his arms like pop out of the
That's
floor.
fucking the
Yeah.
shit. It's
Yeah.
so cool. Like I
Yeah.
love that entire sequence.
All right, let's talk about. We all just to recap, we were all in agreement that was like the best kill. of the
Yeah,
movie, right?
yeah. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give an honorable mention to the Julia one because not the stab, but like him draining her off. That was really cool. I like the effect of like the hand, his fingers going into her skin and like draining her life energy or essence or whatever.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: Julia comes back for the second one, but Frank doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's talk about MVPs. Let's go with Kendall first this time.
My MVP. I'm gonna go ahead and give it over to Evan. I have to think about this for a minute.
Oh. Well, seeing how she's on my Mt Rushmore of Final Girls,
Yeah.
it's Kirsty Cotton.
Yeah.
She's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's the same for me.
She rules. She has a problem. She fucking solves it.
Yep.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She makes a deal with the devil.
She does.
Yeah.
To save her dad, which doesn't work, but, she didn't know.
Because she's too late.
yeah. I think the only real MVP in the movie is Christy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Kirsty.
Well,
I'm
we made that same
fucking up
mistake.
names.
Yeah, we made that same mistake when we were doing our final
I
girls
always
episode.
forget if it's Christy or Kirsty. Kirsty. I'm like, is it which one is it? And I always forget.
It's I before R, apparently.
Yeah, but it's Kirsty Cotton. She's great. I think Ashley Lawrence kills it in this movie. She plays scared really well. I mean, she's like the only rootable character. Well, I know Larry. Larry's a pretty good character.
Yeah.
But like, she's like the one that the audience relates to.
Yeah.
She's the one that you're. And I like the fact that they don't introduce her immediately, and they kind of just introduce her a little bit, and then she becomes the main character.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kirsty all day.
I think
Kirsty. Yeah, it's for me. Okay. So we're in agreement on that one too.
Yeah.
This is where we might deviate. Let's go with LVPs, Evan.
Her boyfriend.
Okay, we're all going to be the same again, I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if somebody was going to say like.
No, that guy is fucking pointless.
Yeah, I thought maybe somebody was going to be like, I don't know, Frank. I don't know.
No.
Because he's super grapey.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's gross, but like the most worthless character in that movie was the boyfriend.
The best thing he did in the whole movie was the cigarette trick.
Oh yeah, he did the cigarette trick.
I mean, my panties were dropping.
Yeah, I was ready for
I'm
ready
like-
for love.
I mean, I thought it was cool, but I don't think that gets you like
no,
in the door.
no, nobody's getting moist from that. Unlike your bones.
I don't know.
Fuck you, Grant.
Kirsty was pretty moist in this entire movie.
Yeah, it's because she was very sweaty.
She was very
sweaty this whole movie.
Yeah, very sweaty. Everybody was.
Everybody.
I don't think the AC's working in that
Everybody.
house.
Well, I mean, it was filmed in
Frank was the most moist.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, 'cause
He was
showed up-
dripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Several times because he showed up in the rain and then
You're like, come here, sir. You're dripping.
you're dripping.
I don't want to touch you.
Give me a hug. You're melting.
Yeah,
You are covered in infection.
You don't have eyelids.
Yeah. I don't like the lack of lips.
Yeah, it's your fingernails aren't there.
Yeah.
And then she puts his nasty drippy finger in
Her
her
mouth. In her mouth.
That must
Now,
have been like putting a hot dog that you put in the air fryer in your mouth.
Oh God! Air fried hot dog sounds. Do you imagine the smell that would be in that house?
I think Michael Cera did that as a practical joke.
We would have to move.
Yeah,
Gross.
yeah. Michael Cera did that to like his girlfriend,
Yeah.
his wife. He left a hot dog in the air fryer
for like 6 hours.
and then he was like, "I'm just waiting for her to see." And then he was like. And then 6 months went past. Yeah. But that's how I feel.
Who's your LVP?
Yeah, it's the boyfriend.
It's a boyfriend. All right. We were 3 for 3 on this one. Where would you put this on your scarometer?
It's probably like a 3.5.
3.5? Okay.
Yeah.
Were you scared?
No,
Yeah.
it didn't scare me. It's more about practical effects.
I think it's a very visual movie.
Yeah.
I think there are a couple of decent jump scares. Like
The first time you see the engineer before the shitty effect, when he just kind of like appears as a jump scare.
I think the Frank jump scare.
when
he
grabs her arm.
and then when he's like crawling on the fucking floor.
that was so
Shit.
funny to
It's
me
so
though.
funny.
When he,
Yeah, that wasn't scary. That looked funny.
It did look
Yeah.
funny, but it's also like fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
Like just go away. I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was a kid and I was like, I don't want to watch that movie. It looks scary. And then I finally watched it and I was like, it's not
That's
too
not
bad.
too bad. Yeah.
It's not too bad. It's just gross.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's-
don't
it's
understand
really
some
gross.
of the shit they're talking about.
Yeah, because
Yeah, if you understand it, it might be scary.
Yeah.
But just watching it, it's like,
so you know what S&M is now?
yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Good for you.
This was very extreme S&M.
Yeah. You know what this movie reminds me of? There's a like a subculture of like body modification people who like suspend themselves with hooks. Like they'll put them in their backs and they'll suspend themselves. So this movie reminds me of. I had a friend that used to do that. Yeah. She showed me pictures. It's weird.
It's strange.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Like they get piercings to do that, or what?
No, they just
they pierce themselves. And
like a large fish hook that goes through
Yeah.
their back, and then they just kind of like
They're on a harness and stuff. It's not like just holding them on their skin.
Yeah, it's not just holding their skin, but they basically they pull it taut and it will stretch the skin out a little bit.
Yeah, and it gets them moist.
It is. That's. Yeah, I'm gonna put a warning. I'm gonna put a moisture warning on the when we.
Yeah, I
upload
mean,
the
like
podcast.
if you've ever seen 50 Shades of Grey, you would know that.
Yeah.
You know,
Where would we put this on our horror greatness scale? I don't think it's as great as like even a Friday the 13th or maybe not even as great as like a Child's Play.
I'd probably give it
I'd probably give it a 6.
Yeah, about 6 or a 5 or a 6. Yeah, I'd probably go 6.
Yeah.
And then like
the quality of the movie is really good.
Quality of the movie is really good. I'd probably give it like a 6.
I might give it a 7, maybe to average it to a 6.5.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, that's probably what I would do. It's like it's well made, but it has problems.
It has problematic parts,
and it has some not great acting from certain people.
I do not like. Listen, I don't like Julia. They're trying to play her off as like this hot, tight little vixen and whatever. I'm like, she is not attractive. There is not a single jerkable moment in this movie.
I mean, I don't think she's like not attractive.
She's not like a hideous fucking chud, but she's definitely not like a.
I think she's
like a British grandma, is what she looks like.
I think she looks fine. I mean, like she's got a lot of makeup on. That's
yeah.
But she kind of reminds me of Catherine O'Hara from Beetlejuice, except not as cool.
I was literally gonna say that the first time we saw her. I was like, "Oh, it's Catherine O'Hara."
Yeah, that's who she reminds me. She reminds me of Delia Dietz.
Yeah. I will go insane. Ew. You will let me gut this out and make it my own, or I will go insane and I will take you with me.
Did she come back for Beetlejuice 2? I wonder.
Yeah, she did.
Nice, good.
Yeah, because the premise of it is that what's the dad's name? Charles.
Yeah, he
died.
Well, yeah, because Jeffrey Jones isn't going to be in that movie.
Yeah, because Jeffrey Jones is never ever going to be in another movie.
He had child porn on his computer.
A lot of it.
And he was a Tim Burton regular.
Yeah, and now he is not.
No, Tim Burton says, I don't know that man.
Yeah, that guy. Tim Burton was like, that guy's icky.
Yeah, I never knew him. He was not in any of my movies. If he could replace...
What really sucks is, though, the problem is that Jeffrey Jones was in some very, very iconic... He was in Beetlejuice. He was in...
He was Charles Dietz. He was Winona Ryder's dad.
Yeah. He was in Howard the Duck. He was in...
Okay, let's chill on the iconic with Howard the Duck.
Fuck you. That movie is fucking iconic. I don't care.
It's not iconic. It's And now I do admit that I occasionally listen to the song. Howard the Duck. But that movie is trash.
What was the name of the band?
I don't fucking remember.
Cherry Bomb.
I don't care. They took it from a song by the Runaways.
I know. It's
yeah.
It was oh man, that was
that
Leah
movie's
Thompson.
Fucking weird. It has duck tits in it.
It does. Yeah.
Like a girl has sex with.
She doesn't have sex with him. She kisses him.
She's about to.
Might have.
They're both naked.
Maybe
underneath covers, and it's about. I think it fades out, and they have sex.
No. Tim. By the way, Tim Robbins.
Yeah,
in that movie also.
Oscar winner
Tim Robbins is in that movie. He interrupts them before the duck sex can happen.
But it was gonna happen.
It might not have happened. You don't know.
It happened later.
It
definitely happened when he's the manager of Cherry Bomb.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I think so. Because, dude, fuck. And it's Leah Thompson.
It's Leah. It's prime Leah Thompson.
It's Lorraine McFly.
It's right after, like, she's smoking hot.
Yeah, she. It's like right after fucking Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's the 86, 87.
Yeah, it's right after she's in Red Dawn.
Yeah.
She's big.
Yeah, she's a big name.
And she's fucking a duck.
And she's fucking a duck. Worst move she ever made in her career.
Yeah, that movie bombed real bad.
Never fucking recovered.
Yeah.
Tim Robbins did, but it was early.
Yeah, it was.
He hadn't done good stuff yet.
Yeah, he got to do good stuff later, and that made him.
He hadn't done Bull Durham.
He hadn't even met Susan Sarandon and married her yet.
Fuck yeah. No, he hadn't. Yeah, he was years away from Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, this was. But he was also in. But Jeffrey Jones was also in Sleepy Hollow, which is again another Tim Burton thing. He was in Devil's Advocate. He was in dude had a very large.
You have a weird fascination with that film.
No, I really like that movie. I'm just saying he
was in Stay Tuned.
He was in Stay Tuned. He was the devil. Stay Tuned.
Rules.
That movie's so fucking funny. Even today, I don't give a fuck how dated
literally,
that movie is.
they bought a TV from the devil.
Yeah.
And they get sucked into the TV, and it's the best.
Yeah.
John Ritter's in it. It fucking rules.
Yeah. Isn't it also Pamela? Is it the lady who was in Mork and Mindy? Is that Pamela Dauber?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the mom. She plays the mom in that movie.
Yeah.
That movie fucking rules.
Yeah, it's awesome. Jeffrey Jones is the devil. Yeah. They're at one point, they're in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like their cartoon mouse.
Yeah.
Like in it. John Ritter's awesome in that movie. That movie's so weird.
Yeah, and then they get thrown into a horror movie, and they're getting chased by like Leatherface.
Yeah, there's like a talk show portion where Jeffrey Jones is the host.
Yeah. No. That was Sally Jessy Raphael.
Oh yeah, that's
as the evil demon. Anyways,
Yeah.
Moving on. So that was Hellraiser. Kendall, do you think you're gonna? I always ask you this. You always tell me you're gonna be fine, even though you told me that sometimes you take a movie home and everything like that.
Right.
Do you feel like you're gonna take those one home and you're gonna think about it tomorrow or anything?
I think I'll be all right.
Think it'll be all right. Okay.
Yeah. I might think about it a little bit.
All right. You can find us on all the socials at Kindle Hates Horror Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Kindle Hates Horror. You can find us on Blue Sky at Kindle Hates Horror. You can find us on TikTok at Kindle Hates Horror Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at KHH Pod. And you can email us at khhorrorpodcast@gmail.com with your comments, suggestions, anything. Here is your hint for our movie next week. If you think you know what it is, go to our YouTube channel and comment on the video and tell us what you think it is. The clue is cat dead, details later.
Hey, that's the thing.
It's a thing, yeah. It's a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Evan, final words.
Marchand. I have a beret. I'm wearing a striped shirt.
Straight out of La Compton.
I am from Paris.
Yeah. Kendall, final words.
I love you all.
All full of love. My final words are stay weird. And come back and see us next week.
See ya.